beach bag. My stuff wasn't a beach bag. So pretend this is a bright green beach bag. That's
What's the psychology behind it?
Tell.
Mr. Payment. Mr. Payment.
I just want to hear mix some shit. You gotta go open the door. How much? Go ahead. You're closer, so Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. Say bang. Thanks, babe.
Hey, I'm Cathy. Philippe, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, there's a kitchen.
Oh, awesome.
No, this way.
Great. Over there. I got it.
Doors to darkness.
Dawson.
Thanks, honey.
Thanks,
Great to meet you. Great to meet you. Are you guys good here?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you guys good, like making a mess, chopping stuff up here? We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Awesome. Well, by the way, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for having me over. Like, I know there's probably a million other things you could be doing right now versus helping college get out for a scholarship, but I do really appreciate your guys' time. So I know I had a ton of fun with Andres. He said you guys were fabulous. So very, very thankful for you guys taking time for me. So Andres said that you guys knew each other from the golf club, but he didn't tell me how long you guys had known each other. Where did you guys meet?
You tell them.
It was about 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Yeah. We were actually both on vacation in San Francisco. Met at the yacht club.
Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, I know he loves his boat. It's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. And do you guys have a boat too? Do you guys like to go out there? So you're just part of the club?
We love going to California. It's beautiful weather.
Our yacht's there.
Okay, cool. So you guys have it over there?
Too.
That's great. I love boats. I grew up, I'm from Miami, so I grew up down there, like always on the water and like the yachts. It's one of my dreams. So I'm already part of a boat club over there, so super excited about that.
Awesome.
And you guys have lived here how long?
4 years, 5 years.
Where were you beforehand? He said you guys had moved, but I didn't know where you were before.
We've been all around as it's just out
Mhm. So where did you guys meet somewhere else and move here together? Did you guys meet here?
San Francisco.
San Fran? Yeah, we love it there.
Yes.
Very close to Napa Valley, one of my favorites. So that's pretty awesome. And when you guys met them out there when you guys were living there and then moved here then?
Yeah.
Awesome. And is the neighborhood pretty close? Like, is everyone pretty close here, or we're kind of
There's a couple of us living together. Why?
Yes, my kind of deal. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I pulled it. Yeah, I'm excited. Saving up. One day I'll get my dream house. I'm pretty stoked about that. And so you're not from here originally. Is your family here too, or are you guys just chose Houston?
They're from New York.
New York.
From upstate.
Got it. And yours is in New York as well.
Same.
Very cool.
Yeah. Coincidence, right?
That's nice. You guys met in San Fran? This right here, by the way, no, I don't know what, did I just tell you guys like what I'm doing? Did
Your college kids?
Very
Working hard.
It's true. I've been working my tail off with the company. I actually heard about the company randomly from school. Actually, I found a business card on the floor. Yeah. And I picked it up, checked it out. I was like, oh, what's this? And the so random because when I went in, I'm in the Honors College of Japan. And when I went to actually apply, one of my friends from Honors College, her boyfriend was there. He was an assistant manager. And then I found out, like 5 or 7, like it was 6 or 7 of my friends from the Honors College that were in different levels, actually all working there. So one of my friends that are in college credits already, one on a scholarship, one was working on an internship. So they told me, like, hey, it's awesome, you can get all these cool school perks, it's sweet. So decided to kind of take the plunge and check it out. It's a weird knife job. My friends, actually my ex-boyfriend in high school, had his best friend sold Tekka. So I remember hearing about the knife job, and I was like, all right, weirdo, you know. And I had no idea, like, the program that it is. And so Andres didn't tell you about it, like how it works or anything?
Nothing at all.
So huge college student program. They work with all the universities like nationwide. Students can earn college credit, and so that's something I'm super excited about. I actually earned 4 credit hours last semester, and I'm working on another one this semester. But yeah, they work with all the different schools. Students can compete for scholarships. Actually, that's what I was telling you on the phone before we spoke, is the scholarship program that they have. All right. So this is something that super excited about, and my goal is to be one of the top performers. This is, and I had to take a picture taped of myself. This is me. But super excited about working towards this. And by the way, when I was new, I had a picture of myself taped in mine. That's me, and they just laughed. Not yet, but I'm really excited to get there. So yeah, that's my goal. So you guys are helping me get one step closer. So I'm so excited. But yeah, they give 100 scholarships every year. 25 fall and spring, 50 in the summer. It's a my goal to be one of the top performers in the nation. Definitely by you guys taking time out today, this helps me so much. So even just for doing the appointment, my goal in order to hit my scholarship is to do 150 appointments this summer. So every single appointment makes such a big impact on that. So just thank you again. And I want to sell 50 grand this summer. $50,000 will hit my scholarship goal. So if you guys just want to write me a check for 50 grand, that'd be awesome. Just kind of chill out, go on vacation. I'm just kidding. Really excited about it. But working super hard for that. And actually, what I was calling you guys right now is we're actually in our Super Bowl basically of our company. So the entire company competes for 2.5 weeks, like everyone in the nation. It just goes all out. Now, I'm actually part of our, quote unquote, starting lineup. So we're really stoked to be one of the top performers and really make a name for myself. Because as I was saying, it's a huge student program. And one of the things the company has is they have an entrepreneurship internship program. Yeah, so I'm studying international business at Palm Beach Atlantic University. And my goal is to run my own business 1 year. I don't know what the heck I want to do exactly. Still figuring that out. It's cool to meet fun people to just kind of get a gauge. I know what this, he's doing construction. I don't know that I'd like to do that. But I just love meeting different entrepreneurs. They said you own your own business, right?
Yeah.
And what do you guys do?
Well, we actually do. We have our own health insurance business.
Oh, that's awesome. And how long have you guys done that?
How long?
About 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
Something like that. We also we're part owners of a winery in Nashville.
That's awesome.
That's been going on for a year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we own businesses here and
New
there.
investment. I just retired. So.
Oh, that's great. What did you do beforehand?
I was in technological sales.
So you were in sales before?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun. I've never sold before. This is my first sales job, and it's I never saw myself. I always grew up kind of sales as the evil, the car salesman thing, And I loved it, and I never realized how you're always selling, because you're selling yourself or a product or service, and that's something that through doing this, I really had a lot of fun with it because it's actually been really cool to meet so many different people who do so many different things, and it's been cool for me to, as I just learn a new job. I never knew, I grew up in church, working in a youth group, or doing stuff, and I was just okay, I'm gonna do mission work or Peace Corps, but I had no idea. And then you grow up oh, be a doctor or lawyer or engineer or whatever. But there's so much out there that I just wasn't even aware in terms of opportunities and different titles, and so it's been really neat meeting people, that's for sure. So, but one of my goal is to be one of the top performers so that I can get into this entrepreneurship program, because then I have a chance to actually run my own business. For 3-4 months of the summer they do this, and so this multi-million dollar company allows 19, 20, 21-year-olds to go out and run their own business.
It's crazy. I wish I could do that when I was 21.
I know.
Yeah.
And I was telling my dad about it. He's that's amazing. He's people pay so much money to go to school to learn those skills and to have a chance to do it, hands-on and being young. I'm pretty stoked about it. So I know by being a top All-American, by being a top performer this summer, and especially for the push period, at this conference we'll have some of the top people from our region, our regional sales director and people there. So they're always looking at, obviously, who's standing out, who's performing. So I'm really excited about being able to show them that I should be a top candidate on their list. So definitely it helps out with that. So they have all these different trophies for the top representatives. My goal is definitely to be in the top 5. I'd love to be number 1. I know it's going to take a huge fight, and I'm so scared. My goal to do this, by the way, my goal is to actually sell $20,000 or $30,000 in sales here and that's going to take me 60 appointments to get it done. So this is the hardest that I've worked, and there's like all these different cool prizes and stuff they have for us, and that's something so cool. The company too is so big on motivating us to work hard and also rewarding us for our hard work, and I love that about the company. So definitely motivates us, you know, like my friends and I are on the, like, we have our starting lineup, like I said, we're meeting every day at 6:45 a.m. Like, I mean, think about how many 17, 18, 19-year-olds, you know, waking up every day for work and going at 6:45, like, that's like, yeah, that's not normal.
I was that age, I was going to sleep.
Yeah. And before this job, I definitely was coming home pretty close to that. But it's actually been pretty cool, you know, like to kind of show myself, my parents, my friends, like I can just focus on something and get up and go. It's definitely been difficult. It's so, like, I've been so tired, but it's been so awesome to see, like, and just us working as a team, like the company's so, like, team oriented. It's been so fun, but it's scary, you know, like going for a number like this. I mean, some people do that in 4 months. Some people it takes them a year to do that, and like my goal is to do that in the next 2 weeks. So pretty stoked about it, working hard, and like I said, I mean, if you guys, this right here, if you can just write me a check for 20 grand, we're good. I'll give you some good stuff. No, regardless, I do get paid every time you show up. So I thank you guys so much just for having me. And the best part is this right here. This is my sponsorship. Free way to help. Actually, there's on this, and I'll show you guys how you guys can become a sponsor later too. All right. So company is super huge on giving back, which I love. They're partnered up with a lot of different companies across the nation. One of my, like, when I was studying international business, I did a lot of ministry, and one of my ultimate goals was to help with community development. And that's what I wanted to do my master's in, and still played around a lot of things, but just being able to help develop, whether it's stores, hospitals, restaurants, just things that really enhance the community and give people jobs and something that can keep going there, you know, and just really improve the area, you know, for the people. So that's something that I work really hard with. And this is a foundation, actually, that one of my best friends started, Angel Wings Foundation, and it really was close to my heart, just because he was one of my good friends. And I went down and helped him after the earthquake. We got a chance to go down there and check things out, and it's so wild. Like, it broke my heart. We're so blessed here, you know, like in the USA, and like we grow up like as kids and take it we just take it for granted what we have. And I go over there and people are like intense, like they're sleeping in tents, and there's kids running around without shoes, and they're like, I'm looking around just like,
Told you
oh
that
my.
wasn't just the movie.
It's not, and you know, it's really crazy, like how they live. And some of these kids, like, they lost parents and all stuff, and so whatever. I went over there, it broke my heart, but I was like, you know what? I want to do something to help out. So I'm really excited about being able to help raise funds. Company's actually they're trying to finish the hospital this year, and so I'm really excited. I'm actually working hard to raise funds to actually go to Haiti this fall, going into the fall, right before school starts, between summer and school. They're going to be going down there for a couple weeks for a big mission trip, so people are going for different weeks at a time. And so my goal is to go for the last week and help final builds. But these you can actually buy, like, bricks to raise funds. My goal is to raise at least $1,000 this summer from customers, and I'm going to match whatever I raise. So if my customers, you know, donate a certain amount, I'm going to match it. And so for my money that I earn this summer, that's my goal, is to be able to match whatever I raise and be able to give back to that, because I just feel like we've been really blessed, and that's something I'm really excited to do. So that's my goal there, is to raise at least $1,000. And if that's something that you guys are interested in, you can let me know at the end. But it is a write-off. It's all goes to nonprofits. This is our Go Red Women, and that's good stuff. So anyway, that's all the stuff there. But company's been around since '49. It's all located in the U.S., by the way. It's all made in the USA, made in Ole, New York. Yeah, heck yeah. We make the K-bar knives for the U.S. Marine Corps, like all the military knives. Yeah, when you go to our factory, I actually had a chance to go. We make, Cutco makes Cutco for the kitchen, and they also make K-bar for the military. So definitely high quality. Yeah, actually my brother-in-law is in the Marines as well. So he has his K-bar, and like, we make those in our factory, but it's pretty cool. So definitely the stuff I'm going to show you is not cheap stuff, all super high quality, best of the best, and it's all guaranteed forever. So obviously it's not going to be cheap. But won a bunch of different awards, Consumer Digest Best Buy certificates. This was cool actually when the recession hit back in '08. It was nuts, and people were like, oh, our sales went through the roof. And one of the big things was that people were going out to eat less to save money, so what were they doing more of? Yeah, all right? So people were buying tons of Cutco, and it's something that you'll have forever, you know? And even now with like so much of like the eating healthier, health food craze, I mean, even McDonald's has like the egg white sandwich now, and Chipotle has brown rice, and people are just more health conscious. Has been great for us because one of the best ways to eat healthier is to cook more, you know? And so having good tools definitely makes a difference. My mom growing up with it, like our knives were so bad. She's like, I hate cooking, you know, and I didn't get it. Like now that I've like worked with Cutco and used it for a while, when I go to friends' houses and like don't have good stuff, I like go to it. I'm like, gosh, it's such a hassle, and I'm like, get it. I get why so many people just don't enjoy this process, you know. But yeah, everything.
He's the chef. So.
Oh, you're gonna love this stuff.
We share.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'll show you this stuff. It's fantastic. But just so you know, we have over 16 million customers. We sell over $200 million a year. Products are fabulous. Again, everything made in the USA and only in New York. So actually, this is a product. Yes, so beautiful. I'll get to those favorite parts. But this right here is a product that demonstrates the quality of Cutco. Do you guys happen to have that penny I told you about when we set up the appointment?
Honey,
do you have that?
We'll go look in your purse.
All right, awesome. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So this is these are scissors, and these you can actually use them in the kitchen. You can use them in the garden. You can use them for arts and crafts.
Wait, are you?
Oh yeah. So these are scissors, but it's neat because you can use them even for like paper, and it won't dull them. Where scissors normally they dull because it's fibrous on paper. So there's a little bit. All right, or to either be like flowers.
That's really cute. He likes flowers a lot.
Oh, do you? Okay, hold on. I don't have like a lot of strength. I can just make this. So, make a flower. So, this.
You gotta show Jenny that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. So this right here. So these are just like they're multi-purpose, and most people end up getting like multiple pair because I found that whoever's in the kitchen. Oh, not cheap. We're gonna get to that. But they come for free with most of the sets, by the way. So we'll go through that. Yeah. So there's your flour. All right. You're welcome. But these right here, you can actually pull them apart.
Whoa.
Throw them in the dishwasher, which is nice. Like I was saying, use them for different things. But most people don't like to use them in the garage and in the kitchen for chickens. They usually get two. But that's something that comes with the sets. You can check it out. All right. So as you can see, they're super high quality, so they're definitely not going to be cheap. All right.
Good golly moly, this is crazy. Yeah, and they fit like lefties, and my parents are both lefties, and my brother. So it's nice because like lefties can cut with it, righties can cut with it. My parents always had issues growing up because they're lefties. Even like our ladle has like a right spout. My mom would be like, you know, pour it. So they definitely like that it fits everyone's hands perfect, right? So this right here is where we got the idea for Cutco. Is that familiar? Yeah, these are the world's most expensive set of knives. If nothing else, today you're going to get some knife knowledge, all right? And I'll go quick, don't worry. But this right here, we've got, just most knives are made with the philosophy of planned obsolescence, which means they're made to be replaced quickly. They're not made to last. Kind of like light bulbs, cars, phones, computers. They're not made to last. They're made to be replaced. While Cutco is made a little bit different, we'll talk about that. This right here, just common problems with common knives. You get sets with wood. So the materials that are most common and lower grade knives are wood and plastic. Sets with wood are disgusting. Like they absorb everything. Wood's super porous, So like if you Google like wood cutting boards, I don't know if you guys know, like wood cutting boards are not the best thing to use, all right? Any kitchen, any restaurant, any hotel, they will not pass code if you have wood cutting boards because it absorbs like the bacteria, the moisture, like the sort of problems, the blood from the chicken that passes salmonella. That's where you
Probably
can
why
get,
you got sick.
yeah, food poisoning. It's disgusting, but you won't pass code, by the way. If you have a restaurant, you have wood cutting boards. So my grandma actually used to like Clorox her cutting boards to keep it clean, and then you're putting like toxic stuff in there. But she's like, let's just Clorox it, now it's clean, you know. And I'm like, ooh, chemical.
That's so
So anyway, but what's disgusting? Then you've got sets of plastic. So plastic chips, cracks, melts, just it doesn't last as long. They are sanitary, so people will get them because of that. But what's going to happen with them is they just don't last as long. Usually the sets with wood are constructed better, so they last a lot longer, all right? Then you have the actual construction. And a lot of knives have what's called a partial tang. I don't know if you know knife knowledge, but like lingo. But a tang is the actual continuation of the blade into the handle.
So it doesn't go all the way through?
Correct. So when your top end knives, your German knives, your Japanese knives, we're going to go through all those. Actually, I saw I think you have the Henkels over there, two little men. These right here. Those are your those are two of the top knives that you're going to get. Alright. Those are great. So with your Henkels, with your Wusa, with all your top end knives, this will always, the blade will always go all the way through. And with any top end sets, you want, and you'll see that. And the reason being, you want better balance, you want better support. So all your top stuff is made with a full tang. None of the cheaper stuff, they cut corners. Why? Because they cost, right? So they'll just glue them in with your cheap stainless. Oh, forgot it. They crack, snap, they just do not last. Some will come partially into the handle, but still, when you're pushing down on something hard, they can snap and break. And like that happened to my customer. She was cutting an ice cream cake, and it literally just like broke. She was like, oh, okay, yeah, that happened. So not really safe to have that. All right, now these little guys right here are called rivets. And the rivets you guys see here, like what happens with those is they expand and contract. So they can loosen or pop out, and they get like all the goop stuck in there, which is really disgusting. Like all the bacteria, all the food. Like, it's pretty nasty. Like, people's house. I get bragged on now because I go to someone's house and they're like, "You nasty with the handles and all this stuff." I'm like, you don't even realize it until someone brings it to your attention. So it's really gross. But those are so a lot of times so the rivets are good because they keep it sturdy, but again you want the blade to go all the way through. And lastly, you have your seals, like your edges. The two main seals used for knives are carbon and stainless. Sets with carbon, we call them the will knives because they will stay sharp, they will rust and corrode. And it's the same rust you find on the end of a tailpipe. Okay, like the rust, yeah, same deal. So it's not the best way to get your iron intake. All right. So then you have your stainless steel. And by the way, with carbon, you recommend that. I don't know if you guys have seen any like old fillet knives on a fishing boat, but a lot of like old school fillet knives, axes, machetes, they're made of carbon because they hold a phenomenal edge, but again they rust, so it's not good for then you have stainless. They recommend stainless for all your kitchen stuff, right? We call it the won't knife because it won't rust and corrode, but it won't stay sharp. All right, so all your top stuff like your Henkels, they have a combo. Like we do. They're high carbon stainless steel. That way it stays sharp and it stays safe. All right, so that's the best. You always want that steel, and that's what the German knives use as well, as we do. And then the edges, your stuff is typically all straight edges, which are fantastic. By the way, because you want a nice clean cut. The thing is, they have to be sharpened to be used, So most people who don't know how to sharpen them, they're like, let's get the easy way out and get serrated. And serrated's just awful. They rip and tear food, so you don't get the clean cuts. Whenever they're done, they're done. You can't sharpen them. So you do want those nice clean cuts. But again, it's a hassle because you have to sharpen. So with people that have Henkels or Wusa, I use fantastic stuff that you're going to get in stores, in some place like your BMW, Lexus type thing, your luxury line of knives, but they do have to be sharpened every time they're used. They shouldn't be put in the dishwasher, and eventually you will replace them. So those are the biggest things I hear from people that have them, but they are fantastic while you have them. So let me show you the Cutco. So have you guys have never seen Cutco before, huh? Oh my gosh. So excited for you. All right. check this out. So yeah, on this they had his mom had him for like 20 years, which is pretty cool. And actually, my grandmother's had him since 1957. So you'll bump into a lot of people, and I don't know if you've maybe been to someone's house. Like I know when I started, my best friend's parents had them, and I never even knew, and I used them like all growing up. But yes, absolutely. So that is our utility. Oh yeah. So there's 5 features, by the way, that make them the best, and I'll tell you, why they cost what they do. Definitely not cheap stuff, like I said before. There's 5 features. One is the actual handle. So you see a flea pot puts you here, right hand, and if it's left hand, and even if you have smaller hands or bigger hands, if it's everyone's hand comfy, it's our universal wedge lock handle. The guy who tested it, who made it, tested over 700 pairs of hands. He made handles for the stick shift for Porsche, all these different things. Back in the 80s, there was an article on ergonomics saying that it was one of the best examples of ergonomic safety. Won tons of awards. But if it's lefties, righties, big small hands, it actually locks the thumb and forefinger, so it's a better controlled safety, but it's also safer. A lot of people do this. All right. So this actually locks the thumb and forefinger right here, right into place. So it's really easy. All right. So that's really nice. Second feature is the actual handle material. Check this out. You see there how it's kind of looks like marble a little bit? All right, it's called thermal resin. And by the way, resins, there's different grades of resins. But resins are what they use for things like bowling balls, football helmets, inside of dishwashers. All right, so we use a grade of resin. It's called thermal resin. And this material is very resistant.
Does it fade?
It'll take a while. I mean, I'll tell you, if you have them, my mom, or I've met people who've had them 12, 15 years, they're a little bit faded, but the whole thing is they're replaced for free if they ever don't look like they first got them. So they'll look fantastic. I'm never going to tell someone they're going to look perfect like this, but when it comes to 12 to 15 years, if you've been throwing them in the dishwasher for a long time, they will fade a bit. You can send them back and be like, I want new ones that faded, and they'll replace them. So they're not made to fade, but they could with like a decade plus of use, but they look gorgeous. And I mean, my parents have had them, for however long. My grandma's had them for 50-something years, and they look. And I have people from my church who've had them, and here, look, check this out. These guys have owned them for over 15 years. He's had them over 30 years. And I mean, when I saw their stuff, they still looked like right. But they hand wash them. So, I don't put them in the dishwasher, But you can, which is nice. My parents like that because it's easy. And again, if it. Yes, all right. And by the way, here's the deal. If it ever didn't look how it did, because the biggest thing that I get, I'll show you with white handles too. And so people are concerned, like, oh, does it stain or whatever? And so again, it's not made to absorb anything. It's not made to change any colors, because if so, somebody would have to replace them. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. All right, but again, with 10, 15, 20 years, they can fade, and if so, send them back. They're replaced for free forever. So we have the handle material, but you see how they're made to kind of look like marble, like a bowling ball. And the white ones are gorgeous. They look like mother of pearl. They're really pretty. So you've got that. The third feature is the actual construction.
Match the white.
All right. Yeah. If you haven't seen the white yet, you gotta give it a chance. All right. But the blade goes all the way through, so it has that balance of the full tank. These rivets, by the way, the material we use is called nickel silver, and that's an alloy that's fantastic under pressure. So it's used for a lot of things that have high pressure, so it's not going to loosen and pop out. And all your tall stuff uses like a nickel silver alloy. Then the fourth feature is the actual steel. So we use the high carbon, like I told you guys, the high carbon stainless. And so it's similar to what Henkel's uses. We have the highest grade you can get. It's a 440 grade A, which is a surgical type steel, like doctors use for surgical instruments. Actually, in my training, my manager had a letter from a doctor out in California who wrote to the company thanking him so much for sharpening on their bread knife, the long-bladed slicer. He's like, oh, it's so good for our autopsy room. We use it all the time for organs. It's especially great in the very spongy lungs. Thanks for your great eyes. And they use our bread knife for lungs for autopsy procedures. I was like, what? True story. It was pretty nuts. And my manager's like, well, it's a really clean steel and it cuts really well. So, it's pretty awesome. But anyway, so you have a fantastic steel top line. And by the way, it costs more. It's the best of both worlds. They sharpen and steel. So you'll have a knife that looks great and performs fantastic. And the last thing is the actual double edge. It's a fifth feature right here. So this right here, and I'll put this just so you guys can see it. Check it out. You guys see how the little points touch the board? Okay. Well, the inside of the point is what actually does the cutting. So this cuts forward, back, and down. And these little points protect the cutting edge. It's almost like the little bouncers or whatever, you know, like they keep the inside from dulling. So through the years, what will happen, make sure that our new class is good because we need to launch all of them. Great.
Yes.
So this right here, we have, so these points with time, what will happen, check this out, right? They'll fade back, but the inside of the so I've had people who've had them like 15, 20 years, and they'll like, I'll show you like with our like they'll cut, and it's still working in there, you know. So
can they cut on granite?
They can. It will, anything like granite, marble, it will hurt them a little bit, but I mean, they'll last. I mean, people that take care of them and use our boards, they'll have them 15, 20, 25 years before they even sharpen them. I don't have granite in my house, but I know that any hard materials are going to rub, it's going to hurt the steel, but they're still going to function for a good 7 to 10 years, if not longer, depending on how much you use them. So I'd say comfortably, I could say 10 to 15 years. If you guys, how many times a week would you say you cook, by the way?
He cooks all the time. Probably 4 times.
He's the barbecuer. Okay, 4 times a
I
week.
will.
Okay, cool. So you guys work about 4 times a week. All right. So yeah, 10 to 15 years for sure, even on granite counter. Because I've met people who cook a little bit more than that, and they've had them 15, 20 years or more, and they still work fantastic. So it really depends. But again, if anything ever happens, that's the best thing about Cutco. It's not even like the great materials we use, the craftsmanship, and how awesome they are. But biggest thing is forever. All right, so this is my forever page. All right, everything that Cutco makes is guaranteed forever. So you guys can see that. And I was showing you this before, the different testimonials. But yeah, there's a lady from a friend from school, actually, her aunt that had had them since 1970. And she's like, yeah, at the time I thought they were too expensive, you know, but they were one of my most economical purchases. I use the knives daily and still have not had them sharpened. And Cutco's, as I mentioned, it's not cheap. It's an investment people make, but they have them for the rest of their life. And I've heard people who've had them, she's had them 30 years, she had them 15 years. Actually, this year, he was a neighbor of my friend's parents from college. He sold Cutco in the 60s, back in 1969. And I went to his house, and he actually had headcoals. I walked in his house, and we're talking, and he sees my Cutco binder, and he says, no way. And his wife comes over, she goes, no way. He said, I sold Cutco in the 60s. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, no. I said, why do you have that? You know, and he was just like, well, I was young, you know, I didn't know. He's like, those knives were good. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, this hurts my heart. But he's like, he still got his set today. He bought a whole set today. So he was pretty fired up about that. But when someone buys them, you have them forever. So that's why, like, if someone knows Cutco, like, they buy Cutco. He was just really young when he was working with them, but loves them. And then actually one of his neighbors, Laura, her friend had bought them back in the day, and she was just like, oh, that's too much for knives. And she's like, I wish I bought them back then. And she bought a whole set today, like a little kitchen that she got. So she was pretty excited about that. But once someone invests in Cutco, it's forever. Well, 4 parts of the guarantee. First part, anything ever happens. You know craftsman tools. Talents, okay. So the first part is that, quote, very similar. Performance guarantee, anything ever happens to anything that makes it fix or replace it for free. All right, now, cool thing, it's not a lifetime guarantee. So it's not just the lifetime of the product like Craftsman is, it's like Snap-ons. And Snap-ons are forever like Cutco. Whoever has it, no receipt, can pass it down generation after generation. It's not the life of the product, it's whoever owns the product. So that's pretty cool, all right? So anything happens, they fix or replace it. So even just that, I wish I would do like that. Second part is forever sharpness. If it's ever not a sharp, just send it back. Sharpen it for free forever. Or we can have someone come out, I even do that, and touch them up. It's good to do it every couple of years. Even every year, I strongly recommend. Not because you need it, but because it's kind of an oil change. It's preventative maintenance. It's just good to have. It keeps your knives lasting a lot longer. So it's a really positive thing. The third feature is the actual replacement, the misuse or abuse. So let's just say, all right, you're cooking up a storm, you're grilling outside, and there's like a tree branch in the way, and you're like, dude, let me just cut this thing. And you cut it with your knife. That's it. I've heard like, I cut my tree down with it. I'm like, it's not an axe, all right? But even if you like cut down a tree with it or open paint cans with it, the company still absorbs half the cost. So that's our misuse or abuse. So misuse or abuse means it wasn't used in the kitchen. It was used outside. All right, so just so you're aware of that. And lastly is our 15-day unconditional back. It's basically 3 weeks. It's interest-free, that you have a chance to just use the products, all right? So through your trial, basically. So you can just see how you like it, and if for any reason there's anything you don't like, you just send it back. And they'll give you 100% of your money back, and that happens, like, never. Like Andres will tell you, like, everyone who has Hecto, like, loves it. But it's nice because you have that security just in case, but products are absolutely so you guys said so you cook about 4 times a week. Now so I was asking that. I also, how many do you cook because you like to or because you have to? Combination of both.
Yeah.
Alright, you're like, you love to, right, honey? And then you guys, yeah. Alright, well you cook, well that's good.
He makes the best sandwiches though.
What kind of food do you like to cook, by the way?
Anything, grilled fish, steaks, chicken, lots of chicken.
Lots of chicken. Great. Alright. And by the way, when you guys have like place settings out, like I have here, do you like to have a setting of 8, 12, 16, or more?
More. We entertain all the time.
You do? Alright, perfect. So I'll show you. We have a lot of different options. So Cutco makes everything for the kitchen. Alright. We make knife sets. We make our flatware, which you see here. We have our pots and pans. Make a bunch of kitchen and outdoor accessories, as well as our military grade, fishing and hunting knives. Now I'm going to start with the knife sets first because that's usually people's first investment. But then I'll show you everything because if you do see stuff you might want to get later, we have awesome bundles and packages. There's great deals. The more you buy it once, obviously you guys know, like anywhere, the more you pay for your money. All right. So, they didn't have like a buy 3 get 1 free.
We try.
All right. And something I didn't mention earlier, I'll go through all this. When I was talking about the giving back, I'll mention at the end when we go through prices, but one of the things that we do with giving back is that we do a lot of trade-ins, where you can actually trade in some of your old stuff. So let's say I'm going to show you the stuff. Let's say you saw something that you did live. You could actually trade in some of your old stuff to help for charity. It all goes to charity. Whatever they can't reuse, if it's really grimy, they'll recycle it. But whatever's still good, they will. I didn't cook the rope. All right, so I'll show you the rope in a second. But whatever they don't use, they'll recycle, and whatever they can use, it all goes to charity and stuff for that. So that's something that helps sell more of the signs. All right, and just to show you, I didn't get to show you how the edges actually work. Actually, can you grab your your favorite straight edge? Straight edge. Oh, you want me to grab it for you? They're right over here. Okay, great. So you have your chef knife. This is the one you guys.
Yes. Yeah. That's what he uses.
Perfect. You have the other one here. Okay, great. You have your knife tool. All right. And then what's the steak knife? Cheese. Is that good? Yeah. Okay, good.
This is one piece steak knives, yeah.
We're going to hook you up, Mr. Dawson. You like to grill? I have some good stuff for you. That's just, it's cool, but I have some good stuff for you. All right, check this out. So you do more of the cooking, so I'm going to have you cook. All right, let's check this out. So go ahead and by the way, my reason for that is the person who likes to cook is always engaged anyway. I want to make sure the other person stays involved. So, all right, cool. So ready? Go ahead and grab your straight edge. All right. Hold this edge of the rope here. Hold that. And what I want you to do is go back and forth full strokes. All right. Go for it. All the way through. There you go. Actually, I know I'll do this one second. There you go. You see how it gives a nice clean cut. All right. And then go ahead and just use the serrated. And go ahead and start here and go full strokes. All right. Cool. So you have your serrated knife. So these just kind of rip and tear, and then whenever they're done, they're done. Now check this out. Ready? Grab this, start in the back, press down hard, and go all the way through. Almost. All right. You can go through and just hold it here because I know you had it in the front before. Just hold it right there. Hold up, and then just push down and go all the way through. There you go. All right. And so this will give a cut. And here's the cool thing about it, because these will cut great, right? For 5 to 7 years, some 10 years, or more, depending on how well you take care of them. These will cut the exact same way for at least 7 to 10. Like I said, most people have them 15 to 20 years before they even touch them up because of that edge. And whenever they're not as sharp as the first atom, they're replaced for free forever. So that's a really cool thing. But that's how the edges work with that protector factor. All right. And even our straight edges, which I'll show you, are made a little bit different. This right here, you see this. This is called the saber grind, and it kind of comes down like a tooth. All right, like it comes like this. So they're made like that. So what happens is every time you use them, and I need to pen somebody, but every time you use them, they actually. My own notebook, all right. They actually, yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. It's just flying over. All right, I always have a notebook. So yeah, so this right here, I'm not an artist, but basically every time you use them, they dull. So you have to resharpen them. And they tell you, pencils and stuff tells you every time you use them to sharpen them. By the way, some people, and most people, don't know how to sharpen them properly. You normally, when you get them, it gives you a little pamphlet that says sharpen after every use. Who actually does that? Like, shop, all right? No. And by the way, even if you try to do it yourself, if you do it the wrong angle, you're actually dulling it more than sharpening it. I don't know if you guys know that. So, anyway, yeah, and so it's good to touch them up every time they're used, and most people don't do that, so it gets into the thicker part, and it's harder and harder to get the original feedback. Where with Cutco, we have that for anything you drag, and then our edges, which you'll see, are a concave grind. So they hold their edge a lot longer, and then with time, these will dull back. But it's just, you know, touching up the right way. Touch those up a couple times a year versus every time you use it, so you don't always have to sharpen. All right, so that's that. So let me show you our sets here. So we've got our basic set. Our basic set was designed back in 1949. This was designed to cover your basic cutting in the kitchen. It's got 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula. Has a traditional setting of 8 table knives. Comes with our kitchen tools and our scissors, and it has a little holster to put out. All right, it's a nice set for anyone who cooks 2 to 4 times a week. If you like to cook a little bit more, and especially barbecue, I recommend at least our medium set, if not our complete set. Our complete set is for people that love to cook, love to entertain, have big families, or just love to have the best. You guys have a gorgeous home, so I assume you probably look good at some point. Absolutely. And then there's one that's in between. So I'll just walk you through them real quick, all right? I'm not going to go through too much here. I know I've kept you guys a while. But first tool in your basic set is our air knife, all right? Do you guys ever peel anything in the air? Okay, cool. This is what you would use. So anything in the air, you'll never use that to leave on the board, only in the air. Cool, so topping stuff off, avocados, whatever you use it for, just never on the board. For on the board, by the way, our complete set has a larger version. It's 4 inches, which is really nice when you're doing like larger avocados, mangoes, quartering. It's nice to have the larger tool as well. All right. Next tool in your basic set is your trimmer. All right. And actually, you guys can. And by the way, you can use on anything. I don't know if you have any fruits or veggies you want to chop up. If there's anything you guys are going to be using. But if not, I brought a couple things, by the way, so you don't have to waste your stuff. All right. By the way, we're going to say this is a late night demo like right now. Like I'm not going to cook a bunch of food, but unless they want to. So check this out. So I brought my own. Little tomato. All right. So if you notice, have you guys ever cut a tomato with like a dull knife?
Yes.
You're like poking it, going around it, and it's just awful. All right. So check this out. It's right here. You can use it yourself, but it'll glide through without squishing it. Your fingers, as you see my fingers, are like squishing it more than the knife does. Wow. So check it out. You just go back and forth with it, and it'll just go right through if you just go back and forth. Yeah.
That's super thin.
Yeah, check it out.
Perfect for this.
Burgers, when you make those burgers and sandwiches, all right?
He's good at that.
And by the way, it's also, you see how nice it cuts? Yeah, it's fantastic. By the way, it's also great for your limes and lemons for your Coronas when you guys are out on the boat, on the yacht, and enjoying. all your fish sizes, like grapefruits, sweet fruits. You can also use it for trimming fat off the meats, deboning, skinning, but our complete set does have a specialty tool that's made just for that called our boning knife. It's a little bit longer. It has this completely straight edge, one of the sharpest tools that we have, and it's great for butterflying, trimming the fat off the meats. Like, I don't know if you guys eat skirt steak, but like as Puerto Rican, and so we eat a lot of it, it's called churrasco. And they'll like literally like take the fat off, and it's like butter. All right, it's absolutely amazing. So that is our boning knife. Then you have your, the next one, basically spatula spreader. So this thing, if you guys make, I know you're like the sandwich making man, apparently. Yeah. It's awesome. You can also make music, all right? If he's coming home for the day, you can make sure like everything's in place. Sure looking good. But it cuts just like a knife does. So you can cut through here, and just so you can see, like it cuts like a knife does. So if you're making a sandwich, you can spread with it, you can cut with it. And you have one tool to clean versus having to clean all these different things. All right.
Watch your fingers,
so, yes, I mean watch your fingers. All right. Then you have your petite carver, right? It's the next tool in your basic set. So this guy right here is the one that we cut the rope with, everyday carving and prep. All right. For your mediums, like if you guys cut pineapple, oh my gosh.
Love pineapple.
It cuts through the skin. I usually buy pre-cut because it was easier, but like you save a couple bucks every time you buy it, and it's so easy. Like this slides through the skin, the core, everything. Like I was at my customer's house with Cookware. They actually know on this, and then Mr. Cookware like, "Let me try this out," and grabs it. It's like, I just looked at it. It was completely wild, but it cuts right through. So whether you're doing small roast, leftover carving, cantaloupe, eggplant, squash, is what you use for. Well, so you'll never. Use that for like chopping or anything. So we have different tools for that. That's for all your medium-sized slicing.
So what's the difference?
So you always want to use a knife that's ideally 2 or 3 inches longer than what you're cutting. It's just safer. If you're cutting something larger with this, that can be really dangerous. And if you're cutting smaller with this, that can also be really dangerous. So it's just safer. It's like when you have different golf clubs for different uses. Yeah. Right tool for the right job. It's more efficient. It's safer. It's more enjoyable. Like shoes to protect your feet, but you're not going to go running in your like work shoes, right? You know, so it's the right tool for the right job. And so this is for all your medium sizes. It's really easy. You can use this with the turning fork as an everyday carving set for like the small stuff, but also when you're cooking, even let's say you don't pull out the grill, if you're doing like hamburgers or hot dogs just on the stove, you can turn it and it actually grabs whatever you need to grab. And instead of fighting it off, you can put it on the side and turn it, and it comes right off. So it's nice when you're turning, when you're serving, to have that as well. All right, so that's your turning fork. Yep, grab it. Now get it. There you go. Now put it on the side and turn it. There you go. Wow. All right, comes right off. That's awesome. So that's your turning fork. Then you've got your heavy duty. All right, your heavy duty. And by the way, the complete set has 3 versions of this. The basic just brings our basic butcher, and this is for, it's kind of like your Aladdin knife. Just whacking. So when you have like lobster tails, ribs, separating frozen hot dogs, hamburgers. My mom would buy bags of chicken wings at Costco. Instead of defrosting the whole thing, boom, separate what you need, put the rest back in there. All right. So that's the butcher. And people confuse it a lot with our chef. And this is one of my favorite tools. Probably just because my mom never knew how to use it. So when she would make us like tuna and put like celery and onions, she literally would take like this and sit there and like piece by piece to make them really small. Oh, it was awful. All right. Where this tool, well, first before you chop, I got to show you a peel. Okay. This is another one of my favorites. My dad makes the best mashed potatoes in the world. True story. Heard us to every birthday. But when we were little, he'd make us have to, he's like, you want mashed potatoes? Peel the potatoes. And we had those like metal peelers, if you guys ever seen those before, and they'll like kill your hand. Oh yeah. So this right here is nice because it goes forward, but it goes forward and back, and it's super easy. So, oh yeah, you gotta check it out. So you can go back and forth with it. Oh, yeah, go all the way down. Yeah, so it doesn't take like big chunks of the carrot out, except your husband here. Destroying this. All right.
They may give me any to do it.
Yeah, nice. And by the way, if you're doing a salad, you can do this and put the little pieces of the salad, you know? So that's really nice, and you can do that and put it on there, and, or decorate, like if you do a carrot cake or something. And
you do like baking, don't you?
It's a hobby.
It's great. That's awesome. Hey, I like to eat, you know? So if you ever want to try some new recipes out, you know, I'll be right over. So this is, so let me show you the chef knife, all right? So a lot of people, you guys ever seen the chefs on TV? I don't know, like if you're like chef.
He's always on food channel.
Can't
ever watch football.
Okay, all right. So you know. Let me show you this, all right? You know, like, so my mom, again, she'd do this. You know, she'd be like, I hate cooking.
That's
you
him
know?
every day.
So check this out. So this, you actually put a plate in the front. You're going to use the back part of the knife to do the cutting. So when you do this, it actually just rocks, you know, like a paper cutter. And then you get faster as you go down. But that's how you cut with that. All right, so check this out. You guys notice I always do the thicker part, and I let them do the smaller part, so it's easier. So go ahead and grab this. All right, and start here in the front. Hold this here. Put it further back. The further back, the easier. And then just rock with it. Rock with it. There you go. Boom. You can just go up and down. Yeah. When you get close to your finger, slow down. And then when you're mincing, like let's say you want this stuff to be smaller, you just put your hand up top. And you can just make it as small as you want. Put it together.
Your famous guacamole.
I love that.
That's my favorite.
That's awesome. So yeah, some cooking down. So this right here is my favorite. And so when you're doing omelets, it's so much faster. And always use the back of the knife, by the way, when you have it, because if not, you hurt the edges. Because again, our other knives are protected. With this, you want to make sure to keep these. If they're used the right way, they're going to last. You touch these up a couple times here. And there's a sharpener just for the spade. I just touch them up easier, so you're aware of that. By the way, the complete set, so I was telling you, the complete brings 3 sizes. We have that, then we have big pop-ups, 1.2 pounds, just great for coconuts, and it's great for when you do, like, if you guys have any friends, or I know in Miami we did a lot of whole pigs for the holidays, or, you know, like a hachina, we called it, but like if someone hunts a lot, yeah, so you can, you know, whatever you're hunting, you can break it down, pounding and tenderizing the food you have. And then there's one that it's one of my favorite tools. It comes in the medium and the complete set. It's called the Hardy Slicer. And that one is, instead of whacking, it's for controlled muscle, like muscling through, like it's a controlled cut. So it's tougher. You can muscle through. It's like those guys at the gym on like steroids, you know, they're like humongous. You can just like muscle through, like that's that. So I'll show that to you in a minute. But the complete set has 3 different chopping knives. So it has your traditional chef, but it also has our Sensoku, which is a Japanese-style celebrity knife. Rachel Ray, you know Rachel Ray? Oh yeah, she like popularized that so much back in 2010. But she loves it. It's her celebrity knife. And then we have a vegetable knife, which is a wider blade, which is when we do veg chopping, it's nice for trays for you to go over to the wall. Also, if you just have parties and you guys entertain and have people over, which I know you were saying that you do, it's nice to have multiple chopping tools because like you do this, you do this, you do that, you know, and everyone's using them. So that's really nice too. All right. So lastly, you have your slicer. Every house needs a bread knife. This is your bread knife. It's your longer. You can use it for cakes. You can use it for ice cream cakes. You can use it for like even very spongy cakes, and it won't squish it. For the complete set, we have a shorter version, so you're not passing a sword around the table. And then you have your master carving set. You guys know with the master carving set, that would be for your turkey, your ham, your lamb, you guys have people over. Sounds good. So those are your basic tools. And I'll show you our table knife. So this thing is pretty ridiculous. This guy right here, it's like a butter knife and a steak knife. Had a baby and put it on steroids. All right, it's absolutely ridiculous. So just so you can see how this works, let me see here. I got some leather. All right, somewhere in here. All right, where is your steak knife?
Somewhere under.
Somewhere in here.
No, it's probably needed to get
Oh, here we go. All right.
Whoa.
It's my juice. Grab this. All right. So we have there's paper towels in the kitchen. Can you grab them out? All right. So we have your. Where did it go? No, where's your steak knife? Where did we just put it? Because we were grabbing.
It's not
Here you go. All right. So grab this, and I want you to saw back and forth. You can stop there, and by the way, you could go all the way through, and it's going to go all the way through there. Now, instead of sawing back and forth, what I want you to do is put it right there, and when I say go, just push straight down. Okay, go down. Okay. So that's that. And then go ahead and grab this, and then just push straight down. All right. Yeah. All right. And you can try here, Mr. Dawson, and check this out just so you can see this. And go back and forth a little bit, and then stop and just push down. Let me actually show you our steak knife. I know you like to eat steak. Check this out. Grab this. And throw that bad boy right here.
So, can I get my name?
You don't even have to do that. Pretty cool. All right, yeah.
Wow.
So they're pretty amazing. So these are our everyday table knives. So when you guys are doing, you can cut tomatoes with this, you can butter bread with it, you can cut your meats with it. But if you're doing, if you're doing a lot of meat, if you guys do a lot of barbecuing meat, I definitely recommend the steak knives. And then I recommend to do these instead, which are the table knives for like everyday eating. All right. So these, by the way, check this out. Go back and same thing. All right. So it has that same edge. Cut straight down, so those are your table knives. So these come in the regular resin or the beautiful stainless.
I like both.
It is shiny. Well, most people do the, so check this out, ready? This is the stuff that I was telling you guys that you guys should at least have, I think, based on what you guys do. It has the scissors, which you loved. It has the choice of 10 table knives or 10 steak knives. It has our cheese knife, which I know you said you love wine and cheese. So this has the holes in it so it doesn't stick to the block, and you get nice thin slices. And this is a micro double D-edge instead of a regular double D-edge. So that's really nice. And then this is actually in the chopping family. So I showed you the chef. This is our petite sensoku. And this one right here would be when you're doing your garlic, your ginger, your herbs, if you're doing cilantro or parsley and you want intricate sizzling. So this would be for your veggie chopping, and this would be for like all your herbs. And this one's the one I was telling you about last tool is the heavy duty family that has your regular butcher and it has the hardy slicer for the tougher slicing. All right. Last year, complete. I already told you about everything. It has the basic tools I talked about, plus it has the two other chopping knives. It has all three. It has the two, and then the 1.2 pound papa cleaver. It has the shorter bread. It has that bony knife, the cheese knife, and it has the larger paring knife. The only one I didn't tell you about was the salmon knife. And that one is fantastic for very thin fillets. So whether you're doing fish, meats, whatever it is, very, very thin. If you're doing prosciutto, if you're doing carpaccios for salad, oh yeah. And if, let's say you did Philly cheesesteaks, you could take the steaks and you could fillet it like paper thin slices and make like Philly cheesesteaks or chicken cheesesteaks, you know, whatever you prefer. But that's really nice too. All right, and this one comes with 12 of the steak knives or 12 of the table knives. And again, it sounds like probably the steak knives would probably be best for you guys, whatever you guys like. That's what they say. Bigger is better in Texas, right? Anyway, then you have your, so let me ask you this. First of all, if you guys were considering a set for your home, do you think the complete set's the best? You have everything that you'll need? The medium set, that's just our signature family set, we like to cook with basic entertaining, or just the basic cutting tools? What do you think would be best for you guys?
What do you think? Medium one? But you like the best. I like the best.
Yeah.
That's why you're with me.
Complete is our best. And by the way, if you're in between the two, totally up to you guys, but I always tell my customers this, my customers end up creating the future. So if it's something that you're even considering, I always recommend that because you got more of your money when you buy it.
I'm always considering that.
All right. Oh, so mean. So, do you want to know price of the complete set then?
Yeah, I'd love to know. I'd love to know price.
All right. So I'll just put complete set. We'll get the prices.
And does that come with your flatware?
No, that is separate. So check this out. So that's our sets. So the Cookware Kitchen also includes your flatware. So the flatware, we have a, so this is an amazing, special they have running right now. If you go like on the website, so I'll get the prices for you. But right now it's a pretty significant discount that you can get on getting the set, and it comes with a traditional setting of 12 settings. If you cook, you said you guys entertain a lot, you might even consider 2 chests instead of 1. But right now they have basically 12 for the price of 8 and a pre-folded chest, which is pretty nice. So is that something you want me to get prices for you on?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll look up your chest.
Talking about you make some.
What do you guys want to do? Would you guys want to see prices on 2 of them or just 1 of them?
Give us 2. Okay. Actually, should we do one? Should we do one for the house and Napa?
Yeah. Maybe 3.
We'll look at it. I'll show you guys the prices. And again, there's different bundles. So if there are things you need for different homes and even sets, there's some great deals. So if it's something that you're comfortable with and you knock it all at once, you'll always get more for your money when you buy a set. Then we have our cookware, and our cookware is low moisture cookware. Have you guys ever heard of that style of cookware? It's not in the stores, by the way.
We just have the copper sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some non-stick.
Sounds so good for you. By the way, you only. That's all he knows.
That's all you got.
So anyway, this right here, by the way, if you only see this when you go to like fairs and shows, home shows, boat shows, like you'll see like cooking like at a booth. They're usually showing low moisture cookware. There's 9 different brands in the U.S. We're one of them. We are made, we're not made only with our knives, they're actually made at with Regalware and some of the other low moisture cookware brands. So very similar to Lifetime. If you have Lifetime pots and pans, you wouldn't replace with Cutco, you would just add to additional pieces that you're missing.
So is that American made or is that?
It's here made in the USA. If you guys, do you want to, I have a 5-minute video if you want to know more about it. It gives you like some details and stuff on it. Do you guys want to see that or is that something you want to wait till later?
I think that's alright. Is there some way we can like try them out?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can show you. There's definitely a different style of cooking with them, especially if you're used to non-stick. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't like to, I don't want to bull crap my customers, because if you buy them and you use them like non-stick, you're gonna hate them, because you cook different with them. It's not your regular high heat and everything. You cook lower temperatures. It cooks quicker. It's healthier for you. It's awesome. You can put like less the whole lower moistures, because you can take, let's say you rinse your veggies, and you can just throw them in there to cook them, and it'll steam them without you having to put like water in there or a steamer in there. Wow. So you keep more of the nutrients, because when you put stuff in water, the water soaks the nutrients. I actually did like a health cleanse some years ago with a nutrition coach, and when we went through it, she had me make broth, right? So she's like, buy all these veggies, this whole list of veggies. True story. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited, and I bought all these different veggies and algae and blah, blah, blah. Boil it for however many hours it's boiling, and I'm seeing the water turn brown, and that's going to be a great stew. I'm so excited, right? And at the end, she goes, now drain the vegetables out, and I was like, all right. And she's like, and throw them away. I'm like, what do you mean? I just spent so much money at Whole Foods buying all these organic vegetables. I'm ready to eat my soup. She was like, no, throw it away. It has no nutrition. I'm like, what? She's like, you boil the nutrition out of it. She goes, when you boil, she's like, all the nutrition is in the water right now. She's like, all you have to do is drink the broth. Really? She said, yeah, all you have to do is drink the broth. She said, throw away the vegetables. You don't need that. It's like, oh. And it's true. And that you drink it, you tasted all the flavors in it, and that's where all the nutrition went to. So it's when you cook with too much water, too much liquids, it takes the nutrition out of it. So it's really not good for it. It's not good for you. You're losing nutrients. You ever have, like, you cook something and you throw out the water and it's like orange or green or whatever from the veggies? You just flush your nutrients down the drain. So,
that's why your broccoli's so dry.
But it does. It takes it out. So anyway, I have, if you guys are interested, again, I can show you. I have a 5-minute video that shows you how to use the cookware and everything. Because if you do, or if you aren't trying anything out, I want you to try it the right way. And I want to make sure you guys know how to use it so that you don't hate it. Because if you use it the right way, you're going to love it. You never know how to cookware like this. I absolutely love it. Years and years and years. All right. Would you guys want to know prices on that too, or do you want to wait for that for later?
That's you said it's a package deal. Why not? I'll look at it.
Okay. Well, I'll just put that here then. It's very rare people say all that. Usually, all right, cool. We're doing it. I've closed these sales before for sure. But anyway. We have, so that's our cookware. So we have our cookware set, which I'll get you, but then also these pieces are fantastic. You have your double griddle, which is great. Here's one of the cool things with cookware. Whenever you heat one part of it, the entire thing is the same heat. So you can bake a cake on the top of your stove. Like you can put cake mix here and bake it. It's not going to burn the bottom, it just bakes it. It's like a little oven, all right? This right here, your Dutch oven and baking dome, you could be cooking or making, like, let's say corn on the cob or whatever, a roast in there, and you put the top on it and it's flat. You can put a fry pan on top and make eggs on top of it while the roast is cooking. Because the same heat that's in the bottom is exactly the same heat that's on the top. So that's really neat too. But you have the 10-quart stock pot, which I do a lot of like broths and stuff in that. The double griddle's great, even such as you can make like pancakes and anything like crepes you can make on there too. Wok and cover, I have that. I do a lot of stir fry in there, but really nice wok, and you have your kitchen tools. So those are add-ons that you can have there as well. Would you want to know anything about the add-ons or just the set?
That looks like a lot.
Okay, so these are your 3 different fry pans. You have your 1.5-quart saucepan, 2-quart saucepan is here. We also have some smaller sets too. The dedicated, I would not recommend the aspiring, just coming from someone that sales rep. This is probably where you get your best value or your 2 larger sets. So if this is too much for you, then I'd probably say this would be a better option. It has 2 of the fry pans, has a sauce in the cover, it has a skillet, it has a Dutch oven, it has a 3-quart saucepan, and it has a steamer unit. Does that sound like that would probably work better?
Yes. Can you do that stacking thing that he does?
Yeah. You can do that with this one, and you can do the fry pan on top. So, all right, so I'll put here dedicated then. All right, and then lastly, we have all of our little accessories, so I'll run through that real quick. Tons of little gifts, so you guys can see this, all right? By the way, if they're getting a kitchen, like it's going to take long with the demo, but obviously yeah, it's better. But, so these you already have these. The complete set has all these already. These are additional add-ons you can have if you want some different style knives. These are different cheeses. Your set has this one. But if you guys do a lot of parties and entertaining, it's nice to have more. The one with the rounded tip is nice for softer cheeses because you can cut it and you can spread it. Where this one is great for just your harder cheeses, like little round. All right, so just so we know that. And so we have the ones with the traditional handles that are white or classic, and then you have the non-slip grip, which comes with our gadget set. All right, now I'll show you that. We have table knives you can buy individually. The flatware, you can buy sets of table knives, additional sets of steak knives. So your set only brings 12. So if you guys wanted more for entertaining, you could buy additional steak knives to add to that as well. All right. So I don't know if that's something you want to know prices on. You can let me know anything to throw on here. So this is all right, in Dawson's Dream Kitchen. All right. So getting everything that you like here for the house. So the flatware. So these are the gadgets. Our can opener. This seems ridiculous, by the way. When you're cutting through it, it goes through and it kind of like folds the edges in, so it's completely smooth. You can make like a cup with it using a can. All right. So it's pretty sweet. And it took like 10 years to make this thing, but it glides through the cans and it has heavy-duty magnet. It actually holds up our cleaver, which is 1.2 pounds. Then you have your ice cream scoop. This thing, do you guys have an ice cube? Those grab that. I would show them this. I'm like, check this out. We have an ice cube. I'm like, just watch. Ready? Are you ready? It just like melts through there. I'm like, yeah. But you just put an ice cube in there, it just melts in there. All right, it's cocoa. It's fantastic. All right. So that thing's pretty bad, but our pizza cutter comes apart for easy cleaning. So you have that. I do a lot of. I buy my own pizzas just because I have a gluten allergy. I'm not supposed to eat gluten, even though I do randomly. But I'll get a lot of gluten pizzas. So this is great because I like to get home and do my own thing. You have your scissors, you have your garlic press, you have the shot. You already have this. With your set, it already brings all this with it. All right, so you get this one free. Now, in terms of the accessories, are there any accessories you want to know prices on there?
The ice cream scoop is the main.
Things ridiculous.
Yeah. And a peeler.
Okay, you like the peeler? This thing's awesome. Oh, we have a new wine opener, which is guaranteed forever. All right, self-development. All right. Awesome. Then you have your, this is, you know how I was telling you we make K-bar knives? We were talking about your father and Marines. This is the knife you would get, a replica of the knife that you would get, by the way. So that's pretty sweet. We sell this as our K-bar. You can engrave it. It costs $5 to engrave. You have the double yad cheer. Yeah, I was just going to mention that. If you guys haven't done all your Christmas shopping yet, we have amazing Christmas and July specials. All right. Well, I think it's early. It's July. I'll put here Christmas list so we can add to that. So your brother, feel that would be a cool gift for him?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's $5 to get engraved, so you can put his name on it, and it's fantastic, and he has it forever. All right. Then you have your different pocket knives, our golf mate. Our hunting knife is super sexy. Some people actually buy this too as our deluxe. I don't show it. I'm just showing you what I show. But this is our deluxe hunting knife, but they use it as a deluxe in Texas. A lot of people buy it as a deluxe steak knives. So you know, like people that have those bigger steak knives and steak houses that you buy. So they're gorgeous. This is sterling silver, so it has this on there, and it's about this big. So the blade's like this. If you like that big hardy steak knife, that's something that's actually an option as well. All right. Then you have your different sporting knives, our gut hook. Our fishing knife is ridiculous, all right? It's the last item I'll show you. So you have this. You can actually put this on your belt. The blade sticks out so you can cut the line with it without taking it out. It has a blade sharpener. It has a hook sharpener. And this here, the latch, you can pull this up. Good extension 6 to 9 inches, and it locks anywhere in between. You can take this out for easy cleaning. And the handle, again, it's not going to slip when it's wet. Check that out. And then this, you can pull this out. It's like a little rainbow fillet knife. I can grab the fish with it. Check that out. So that's another really, it's crazy. It's really flexible. Yeah, I saw that great once. All right, so you've got your fillet knife. All right, which is great. And then our gardening tools, by the way, you can, how the scissors cut a penny. These basically go through the ground. I don't know if you guys are into gardening. Barbecuing, I know you barbecue. These are super long. You can flip your neighbor's burgers with them. All right. So and then we have a bunch of different gift sets, which I'll go, I'll show you the stuff that you're looking for. Now, was there anything else here that you guys saw that you might want to know prices on in terms of hunting, fishing?
Barbecue set. Yeah.
Okay.
I like those shoes.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, we need
oh, the pruners you're saying? All right.
He does garden a lot. He likes to see pretty flowers and my roses.
All right. All right. So let's talk prices. All right. Have you guys looked at prices recently?
I was actually looking at Shun or Shun.
Yep, the Japanese ones. They're fantastic. So yeah, those are right here. These are the shunkaji, are some of the top ones you're going to get in stores. If you go to Williams-Sonoma right now, it's Yep. So most people haven't really looked at prices since they like got married. You know, it's usually you do it then, but you already know. It's like anything. You know, Cutco. Excuse me. Knives, everything's a wide range because of us. So we only compare to us. So this right here, I'm going to go through. We're going to stop that because you guys have already seen my clips. Stop it. All right. So this is what I'm going to do now is exactly.